Welcome to Hadoop Exam Learning Resources. In this Amazon Web Service session, we are going to cover the auto recovery and high availability using the Cloudwatch. We will also consider the various basic concepts before understanding. So in this entire series of AWS, we will do many conceptual sessions which would be really helpful for you when you are going to appear for the Amazon Web Service certifications and you are going to work with the Amazon, or if you are start learning the Amazon Web Service. So these are all the topics we will be covering in this session: virtual servers, high availability and fault tolerance, various ways for the high availability using the CloudWatch, availability zone, auto scaling. So we will cover in this session in depth with the CloudWatch, and then in the future session we'll cover the remaining topic. So let me change the screen so I can draw the things. Okay, so let's assume I'm working with the Amazon Web Service. Okay, so Amazon Web Service has a various concepts of like reason. First concept reason, then second is availability zone, and then you can say many other abstraction is there, but let's go to the physical server. Physical server, and then virtual server. Okay, so what that means exactly? So reason I mean is actually here in the entire world map. Suppose if you say this is the US, this is Asia region, this is Europe region, correct, and this is, I could say, any other region like East region completely. Okay, East region or whatever you can say. So these are the reasons on which actually Amazon has created their data centers in these regions. Okay, so region is geographical distinguishing. So suppose let's assume my entire infrastructure is installed in various zone. An earthquake happens in the this area. So Amazon infrastructure would be damaged in this area because there is an earthquake, but still Amazon infrastructure is available in these three regions. So possibility is like very less, like entirely 4 regions would be destroyed. This is like destroyment of entire world. That is very impossible, correct? So that's the reason Amazon has created the reasons. Okay, so I'll not go in depth now. Okay, let's go ahead. Next concept is a reason is divide, like one reason contains many availability zone. Okay, so availability zone, in short, that is called AZ, availability zone. So in US, if we talk about, I'm not going to take the real name what Amazon is actually having. I'm just using the conceptually. So this is the west region, west, this is east, and then east 1 and east 2, something divided in 2 part. Okay, so this is east 2 and this is west 1 and this is west 2. Okay, these 3. So this is availability zone. So in one region that Amazon has really created their physical infrastructure in this availability zone. So logically region doesn't contain anything like physically, but in the region there is a availability zone that is equal to data centers. When you're working in this industry, IT industry, you might have heard the data centers. So data centers contains your all the physical server installed on this. So Amazon has created the availability zone in a region. So in this region I have shown you the 4 availability zone. Okay, so if suppose in US region, like this is again quite far away from each other, like you can assume there's a miles of difference, like few miles of difference between among all availability zone again. Okay, so all 4 are distinct. Suppose that some earthquake or some disaster happens in this availability zone, still these 3 availability zones are available. So that's way, this is the way they are differentiated. So this is availability zone. Okay, now each availability zone contains like your many other level of abstraction, but I'm not going to go this in depth, just conceptually we want to understand. So this is my okay, this is our region. I can say US region. In US region there is a one availability zone. There are possible many availability zone. Amazon availability zone 1, there is a availability zone 2. There are more than 2 availability zone possible, and in availability zone there is a physical servers are installed. This is physical servers in the rack, and many other infrastructure is there, but just let understand for our perspective, these are the physical servers which are especially designed for Amazon, or these are commodity level. Like this is not declared by Amazon what kind of hardware they are using. So this is your physical server. Physical server in the availability zone. So abstraction level you can say above is region. Region contains availability zone. Availability zone contains the various physical servers. Okay, so now these are the physical servers. Okay, now physical servers you can assume it like one physical server contains various virtual servers. Virtual machines you have created. So whenever you have heard you are using EC2 services from the Amazon Web Service, EC2 services provide you the EC2 instance. That EC2 instance is equal to the virtual server. Okay, so this virtual server you are going to create on the physical server. So the design, if I draw it here clearly again, so this is my physical server. On this physical server there is a layer, actually that layer is called hypervisor, which actually talk to the hardware, and above this there is a virtual servers you have created that is called EC2 instances. These are the EC2 instances. You could have various EC2 instances like 1, 2, 3 and 4 virtual machines have been created. Now whenever you like start hosting your website on some of the like godaddy.com or somewhere, so what they do, they actually give you the virtual server and you host your website on this. Even the virtual server is internally divided, so like same virtual server can be shared by multiple subscriber, like kind of thing. But here let's assume it you have a website called hadoopexam.com and you want to host this website. You want to create the one web server and install your entire website, so from it can be installed. So I can subscribe directly from Amazon Web Service one virtual server and I can install my website on this virtual server. Correct? So this is like one virtual server. I have another website that is called quicktechie.com. Which is heavy website, which requires requires more resources. More users keep coming on this website, so I need a heavy virtual server. So this could be the medium size server, and this could be a heavy server. I can choose it what kind of servers I want to create on my cloud system. So this is and there is another website I want to install is trainingforexam.com. So this is my website which I going to. So I have subscribed the virtual machine. So you can see here now all the virtual servers are installed on the single physical machine. However, dynamically Amazon can give you any different physical servers, but let's assume your websites are all three different websites under single physical host and all are installed in the different virtual server. Now you are accessing as a user, you are accessing my website. So you would like hadoopexam.com, then this virtual server would be hit it. And if somehow this web services start consuming more memory and there is some leakage in the memory, there is some software error, some operating system error, and this virtual server goes down, crashes this virtual server. So my Hadoop exam website won't be available to this user who is watching this website, because this, so sometimes you have seen like the websites are down. So the reason could be anything, many other reason, but this could be one of the reason this server is crashed. So my website is down here. So now how would I bring back my service? I need to restart this service, this server somehow, and repair it and then bring my website again. And that by that time it could be a big delay. Okay, we don't want such delay. Now imagine this entire physical server is gone. So my this website I have lost, this website I have lost, this all three websites are lost, and I don't have like my users to watching. So this is a huge loss for the as a company, because my all three websites are down, and having a down will be a big impact. If somebody is buying the product, somebody watching the training, somebody appearing for the exam, something happening, so there is a huge loss until and unless I bring back my all the virtual servers again. So we want to avoid this kind of failure in the system, and we don't want manual interventions to bring the entire services up. So what we need an automated system for this. So how can we have an automated system in place? I'll discuss about this. Correct? Just a minute. Okay. So there are tools available to like make our system is highly available. So some of the like tools I will name here is, first one is a Cloudwatch. Second is availability zone, as we have discussed, and third one is auto scaling. We will discuss in depth about Cloudwatch here in this session, and then later sessions is availability zone and auto scaling. Okay, so you need to understand in depth, because the monitoring questions are keep being asked in the certifications. Okay, so let's first discuss about the Cloudwatch. Correct. So Cloudwatch is a monitoring health of the virtual servers and recover something alarming. So these are the virtual servers in our physical host. Correct. We have a virtual server. So suppose a server goes down. These are virtual servers on this, and this goes down. So Cloudwatch, these servers are monitored by the EC2 services, not monitor, I can say notification, like EC2 service. There is this instance is launched by the EC2 service. Correct, all these three instances. So this EC2 service, what it does actually, there is a Cloudwatch which watches on the EC2 service. So this is the just a matrix, like which will tell you the status about your servers, like what is the current status of the my EC2 instance. Suppose this instance health is goes down, so using the EC2 service it posts the status of the this EC2 instance. This is, let me give you number 1, 2 and 3. So in the here in the matrix it says instance 1 is not working, instance 2 is working, instance 3 is working. Correct. This is Cloudwatch. This is just a matrix. It just keep the information about what is happening with each server, and who is providing this information is EC2 service. These are EC2 instances, EC2 1, EC2 3, 2 and EC2 3. Correct. And this is the service. This is one service of Amazon Web Service, that is called EC2 service. This EC2 service give the informations to the Cloudwatch to monitor the what is happening with the individual session, individual virtual servers, and it will help you to recover. We will discuss about this. So okay, so status of the virtual server on which EC2 instances exist. Okay, so this is virtual server, so this is instance, EC2 instance is checked by the EC2 service, and every minute, it's like every minute. So I would say this is represented by the clock. Okay, this posts the information to about the status of each EC2 instance every minute. You can configure it actually the timing, but let's assume it is for 1 minute. Every minute it sends the information to the CloudWatch. We can set up CloudWatch for EC2 instance from EC2 detail space. Whenever you create the EC2 instance and in Amazon console, you can set the CloudWatch to configure, like you can like to set the information to the CloudWatch. So we are not going to do actual configuration here, we are just going to understand the concept. So what kind of information? It's like system status check is the name, is the system status check. So which check like if network is not available, or power is lost, or software is failed. It could be possible your software is failing. So these are the some of the examples, the reason for your server could fail, or underlying hardware fails, this entire physical server goes down. This kind of system health check is done by the EC2 service, and that is being notified to the CloudWatch. Suppose any of the above, if this happens, the possible solution is to move the virtual servers on the another physical host. Okay, so suppose let me draw again, so that would be better if I draw it again. Let's assume I'm in the same availability zone. This is my physical host where the EC2 instance is installed. So physical host 1 and another physical host in the same availability zone. I'm assuming this is same availability zone. This is physical host 2, correct? And there is a not EC2 instances yet available. Okay, so now because, and this is my CloudWatch, correct? This CloudWatch CW, just mark it. This is EC1 instance where my hadoopexam.com website is installed. Now somehow the number of users have increased. This website, this server is not able to handle it, this service, and it crashes. So every minute this sends the informations to the EC2 service, sends these informations to the CloudWatch, like this server is down. So what to do now? So what it says, it will, if you have configured, it will start auto recovery. Auto recovery, as part of auto recovery, what it does is actually it launched another EC2 instance in the different physical server in the same availability zone and install your websites on this EC2 instance. Okay, and start the servers. The point how your website is hadoopexam.com get to know, like I need to point to this physical server, correct? Sorry, this virtual server, because there is a concept of elastic IP address. Okay, what it does is elastic IP address is the fixed physical address which is used as a public IP address to point this. So Hadoop exam is still pointing to the fixed EIP, and whenever auto recovery happens, so this EIP previously assigned to this VC2 machine or CloudWatch will assign this EIP to this machine. So now my elastic IP address is pointing to this hardware. So whenever somebody click on hadoopexam.com, it goes to EIP and elastic IP address and found the which virtual machine I need to point it. This is Amazon responsibility to like using the CloudWatch, like it points to this virtual machine. So your new virtual machine, new EC2 instance has your same entire websites. Now again, one important thing, like there is some storage attached to this, like something you have images and in use some files are stored for this, correct, with this websites, various files, your training videos are is in this file, in this system. Like something is like not exactly training videos, it's like some files is attached, so that is generally a network attached storage, that is called elastic block storage. Right now we are not going to go in depth about the elastic block storage, but let's assume it is on the somewhere in the network, this elastic block storage. So this EC1 instance is initially pointing to this elastic block storage. Now what happens is, like when auto recovery happens, so this new EC2 instance will point to this your EBS, elastic block storage, and this would be detached from here, and EIP address would be detached. So your new virtual server has existing EIP address, existing elastic block storage, correct? So this is network attached storage. Okay, so see the difference, this is not hard disk which is directly installed on this machine, correct, and it is separately installed on somewhere else. Elastic block storage we'll discuss in future session in detail, but let's assume it is not part of this server, because this server is crashes, still this EBS is alive, this is not crashed. So what, whenever auto recovery happens, this storage would be pointing to the storage would be by like this new servers, and the EIP remains same, EIP would be remain same. So this hadoopexam.com now using this EIP address point to this. So using the Cloudwatch, auto recovery happens, and this it points to the new virtual server. So this way it auto recovery happens. So EC2 service detects the failure as we have seen here and reports the failures to the Cloudwatch. Now Cloudwatch triggers the recovery. As soon as the failure is detected, Cloudwatch would recover for the virtual servers. Entire virtual servers will be launched on the another physical host as we have seen here. And however, any EBS volumes and elastic IP remain same and attached to the new virtual server. So we have not changed, like this EBS still point to this same and pointed by the new virtual servers, and elastic IP address is assigned here. Okay, this happens. So new virtual server is running with the same ID. So like instance ID, if you know, there is a concept of instance ID. Whenever you launch an EC2 instance in the virtual server, in the physical server, whenever you launch an EC2 instance, so this EC2 instance, if you have launched in this, so there's the instance ID is given, private IP address is also given. Private IP address are different and public IP address is different. Public IP addresses help you access your websites using the public IP address. Your website can point to this virtual server and you can access the so there is a difference between public IP and EIP, but let's assume we can say like both are right now to access our website. Okay, public IP address we generally won't use whenever I have hosted the website, and so we use, because it keep changing. Public IP address keep changing, elastic IP address won't keep changing. That is the point you need to remember. So whenever you restart your servers, the public IP address changes your server. So that's the reason we need a fixed IP address. So we use the EIP, elastic IP address, and this is the chargeable basis. Okay, using the EIP addresses. If you don't use, then it would be charged. If you reserve the EIP address and if you are not using this EIP address, then there would be a charge, else there won't be a charge if you are using it. Okay, so new virtual server is running with the same ID, that is called instance ID, and the private IP address. So private IP address won't change, instance ID won't change. Like whatever the previous EC2 instances has the same instance ID, the same instance ID would be assigned to this, private IP address would be assigned to data on EBS volumes, like the network attached storage, that is somewhere outside of this physical server. My EBS, this is the block storage on the server. So this new instance is previously another EC2 instance was pointing to this, now it won't point and this will point, because this server has crashed from the another physical host server is crashed, so pointing to EBS volume is not possible. So virtual server with the local disk. Okay, now there is a very important point for the perspective of the certification as well. Like, this is my physical host, correct, inside this EC2 instance. Now EC2 instance has two type of possible storage. One is EBS, elastic block storage, that is network attached storage, that is somewhere over the network, correct, it is not part of this host. But there's another storage that is called the instance storage, which is stored with this instance itself, that is called instance storage. Instance storage. Now this server crashes, so this instance, whatever you have stored in this storage, will gone, it is not available. But whatever you have stored something on EBS will still be active, because this physical server, this virtual server, physical server goes, so whatever is inside this physical server has gone, it's not available anymore. So that's the reason if any instances, virtual servers attached with the local disk are not supported, that is, you can assume is a local disk for the Cloudwatch alarm based auto recovery. If you want to have instance based storage, then cloud based auto recovery won't work. Remember this point for the exam perspective. If you have instance based storage, then Cloudwatch auto recovery will not work. Cloudwatch, I'm repeating, Cloudwatch auto recovery will not work if you are using the instance based storage. Okay, so you can point, remember this point, or you can write somewhere else. So some public IP addresses, whatever is there previously, on pointing to somewhere else, and public IP or EIP will be used by the new virtual servers. Okay, so there are other point as well, when auto recovery is possible and auto recovery is not possible. So if you want auto recovery, okay, auto recovery based on Cloudwatch alarm, sorry, Cloudwatch alarm. Okay, so these things you need. First, it should be, your instance should be part of VPC, virtual private cloud. If you don't know right now virtual private cloud, just don't worry about it, we will cover it in future sessions. So virtual private cloud, so it should be a part of your virtual cloud. Nowadays, like Amazon website, any instance you launch by default, it is a part of virtual private cloud, so you don't have to worry it. Instance families, there are various instance family based on the like type which you want to use it. Again, we'll discuss in detail later on. Okay, so instance type like C3 and C4. C is for compute optimized. Like if your program is computational intensive, then this type of instance is used. So this is supported. General instances, like if you have both type of users, high computing as well as high usage of the memory, so then you can use the general instances, that is called M3 instances. Third is memory intensive. If you need more RAM rather than computing power, then there's the instances type is R3, that is also supported auto recovery. But there is another instances for called type T2. This is also this is supported, but that is, there is a previous version of instances like T1 which is not supported. So if you want auto recovery using Cloudwatch, T1 type of instances is not supported because this is the previous generation. So you have to, about this you have to keep watching the Amazon documentations, like which are supported and which are not supported. They are keep changing this. So this is again helpful for your exam perspective if you are appearing for the exam. So EC2 instance must use EBS volumes exclusively, because data on instance storage would be lost after recovery of the instance. So you should have used EBS based storage, as we have already discussed, so I'm not going to repeat it. Okay, so this is about how the CloudWatch can be configured. Again, one very basic point, like how not very important for the certification perspective, but I just want to cover it. That is high availability versus fault tolerance. So high availability means your system is 99.99% up over the year. Fault tolerance means any component fails in your entire infrastructure. If you have cluster based infrastructure like this kind of 4 node cluster, and this node goes down, still my entire infrastructure works 100% times, correct? So that is called the fault tolerance. So any component fails in the entire infrastructure, then still my the cluster works. That is called fault tolerance. High availability means my website is available 99.99% throughout the year. Something fails, there's a 0.01% failure is acceptable that in the world. So 99.99% uptime is expected whenever I want high availability. So that's all about this. And a very important thing I want to mention in the last, like this video is provided by hadoopexam.com. That is a website called hadoopexam.com, where we provide the Amazon Web Service certification preparation material. You just go here, and we have solution architect solution certification, solution architect professional level certification practice exam, developers associate level practice exam, and CSOPs associate level. So all the 4 products are right now available for the certification. So you can go here, you can see, check here the syllabus, the various number of questions are, how much we provide in each certification. You can check sysops is this and kind of thing. So this training is provided by hadoopexam.com. This training will be available on the quicktechie.com. Go to quicktechie.com, become a registered member of this website, and go to the free training. And inside the free training, suppose I click here free training. Okay, so there are various free trainings videos available. You just click on AWS video training, and you can see the entire sessions. Each one will be publishing here. However, to watch all the training sessions, that is free cost. There is no charge. You just need to be a member of this website. So they just register. We have all the professional list. They are keep registering and watching the video. Okay, so we have 11,000 subscribers for our website, and these 346 some of the registered users we have given here as a list. So all the videos would be available through this site. So become a registered member of the quicktechie.com. So thanks for watching, and we are keep uploading you for more sessions on Amazon Web Service. So we will release the entire series for Amazon Web Service training sessions. So you can come here and watch this. Okay, so a few of the sample session we will publish on the YouTube or other websites, so public websites. So you can just subscribe over there. If you are watching on YouTube, become a subscribe member. So whenever we upload a new video, you can get the access for this. So thanks for watching, and I hope you like this sessions. We'll be coming with the more sessions. Thank you.